The wait is finally over for the Malami family. After weeks of courtroom drama, bail voiding, handcuffs, prison transfers, and a lethal roller coaster that has kept all of Nigeria watching, former Attorney General of the Federation, Abubakar Malami, his wife Hajia Bashir Asabe, and his son, Abubakar Abdulaziz Malami, have finally been granted fresh bail by Justice Joyce Abdulmalik of the Federal High Court in Abuja on Friday, March 6, 2026, in the money laundering case before the court. Each of them has been granted bail in the sum of 200 million naira. And as the conditions are met and the paperwork is processed, the doors of Kuje Correctional Centre are set to open for Malami and his son, while his wife walks out of Suleja Medium Correctional Centre. But before you exhale too quickly on their behalf, understand this. 200 million naira each is not a small sum. Each defendant must provide 2 sureties in the same amount. At least one of those sureties must own a developed property in Maitama or Asokoro, 2 of the most expensive neighborhoods in the Federal Capital Territory, and must deposit the title deed with the Deputy Chief Registrar of the court. All 3 defendants must also surrender their international passports, submit recent passport photographs, and their sureties must depose to affidavits of means. Until every single one of those conditions is fully perfected, they remain in custody. The bail has been granted, but freedom only comes when the paperwork is done. Now, to truly understand how significant this moment is, you have to understand the journey that brought the Malami family to this point. They were first arraigned before Justice Emeka Nwite in late December 2025 on a 16-count charge of money laundering brought by the EFCC, involving alleged illegal acquisition of assets and concealment of funds totaling over 8.7 billion naira. Justice Nwite granted them bail of 500 million naira each on January 7, 2026, and they met those conditions. Then the case was reassigned to Justice Abdulmalik and everything changed. On February 27, in one of the most dramatic courtroom moments of 2026, Justice Abdulmalik ruled that the bail granted by Justice Nwite was extinguished the moment the case was reassigned, ordered fresh bail applications to be filed, and sent all 3 defendants back to prison, Malami and his son to Kuje, his wife to Suleja. They left the court in handcuffs. The next date was set for March 6, today. And the money laundering case is not the only legal battle facing the family. Separately, Malami and his son are also facing a 5-count charge from the DSS alleging terrorism financing and illegal possession of firearms found at their residence in Kebbi State. In the DSS case, bail of 200 million naira each was already granted on February 27 by the same judge. It was the EFCC money laundering case where they were remanded without bail pending fresh applications, and that is the case where today's ruling applies. Now, if you have been following this channel's coverage of the Malami case from the very beginning, from the first arraignment to the handcuffs moment to today's bail, you know this story is nowhere near its end. Subscribe to this channel right now, hit that notification bell, and make sure you are always ahead of the next development. Here is the broader political picture. NNPP chieftain Buba Galadima has been one of the loudest voices questioning why the Buhari-era officials like Malami are being prosecuted while others allegedly responsible for more recent financial misconduct remain untouched. He summed it up bluntly. You don't know Malami is in prison. That question, in its simplicity, captures the selective justice argument the ADC has been making loudly all week. The trial date for the money laundering case is now expected to proceed. The terrorism case is also moving, and Malami's legal team continues to insist the entire prosecution is politically motivated. So, here is the question for today. Now that Malami and his family have been granted bail at 200 million naira each, do you think the trial itself will move quickly and deliver a verdict? Or do you believe this case will stretch for years through appeals and adjournments the way many high-profile Nigerian corruption cases do? Drop your honest answer in the comments below. Share this video so every Nigerian following this story gets the full update. Like it if this breakdown gave you the complete picture. And stay subscribed, because as the bail conditions are being met today and the family prepares to leave prison, the real test of Nigeria's justice system, the trial itself, is just around the corner.